Okay, so today's video is going to be about thigh and knee rehab. Lots of people can pick up injuries in their knee or their thigh through running when they're not used to it, through walking differently to how they're used to, not working on the same surfaces, or even just bending down to pick up something and just like twisting in an awkward way. But it can be quite crippling because you then struggle to get out of a chair, etc, etc, etc. So what I'm going to do is try and give you a few little pointers to see if you can get you through and help you get sorted. Okay, so one of the easiest exercises for knee rehab is actually just using your standard household chair. It doesn't have to be brown like this one, it can be any chair you've got at home. It can even be a sofa, as long as you're able to sit roughly with your knees at 90 degrees like this. A lot of people struggle to get out of a chair, and so what we're going to do is try and teach you how to do it properly in a way that's safe and helps your knees to be stronger. So what I want you to do is come right to the very front edge of your chair and take your feet back underneath you. So what I am is I'm feet back coming back like this, okay? Feet back underneath you. Now, I tend to suggest that people put their thumbs just inside their knees here so they can feel where their thumbs are. So here's the edge of my knee, I'm about an inch back, inch and a half back. And what I'm going to do is take my weight forward, and then without doing any little, I call the alley-ups, there's no little nod forward, there's the weight, and I'm going to come straight up from there. Okay? Nice even weight. What you should feel is a little push outwards of these muscles on both knees at equal at the same time. If you find your left knee is less, but your right knee is more, the reality is probably your left knee is the one that's giving you the grief. So what you can do is go, oh, hold on, not using my left knee so much, so you can kind of push a little bit harder with your left knee, and that will just pick it up a bit. But just trying to do this and regularly going up, nice and slowly, up to full extent, and sitting back down again. And imagine you're sitting on eggs, so you don't want to break anything, and just very nice and slowly. Just repeat this a few times. You can even just hover and stay there for a minute, so sitting on the chair. And I'm really utilising this little bit of my knee here, and back down. Now in that you can see my feet are parallel, facing straight ahead. My knees are not going inwards or outwards, they are absolutely even. There, power straight up, hold it if I want to. I can go all the way up, I can come back down again, control it, all the way down to that position. Okay, really simple one, just do 5 to 10 repetitions, and that will really help you just to get that knee firing up. Okay. So the second exercise I'm going to show you is all basically a little squat. I'm going to use my mirror on the side here so you can see a little bit what I'm doing from the other side as well as straight on. Okay, so my feet again, just like I did with the chair just now, are parallel, facing straight ahead. And all we're going to do is we're just going to do a basic squat. Now what I'm looking for is my knees to go roughly over my second toes. You'll often hear people say, don't let your knees come over your toes. Actually, I'm not worried about that in this situation, just because of what we're trying to achieve. All right, so what we're going to do, vertical body, we're not bending forward or backwards, we're going to remain a bit like a jack in the box, and we're just going to go straight down. Now you can see in the mirror there that my knees have now passed over my toes, but you can see from straight ahead here that I'm actually still facing straight towards you. Okay? Now you can make this a lot more easy to feel in just a second, because what you're trying to make sure is that you've not got one knee doing that or a knee doing that. You want to be absolutely coming down parallel to the floor through your waist. If you use, this is a Pilates ball, it's just a little inflatable ball. I think they're about £4 on any shop that you care to use, but basically just very loosely inflate it, and you can put that straight between your knees like this, and as you come forward, you can basically look at the ball and make sure it doesn't deform in shape, because if I squash my legs together, you can see it gets bigger, and what I'm going to be doing is going straight down and straight back up again. That's really effective for trying just to get that knee to track properly. Okay, so the last little bit I'm going to show you for the knee and the thigh, because it's not a lot of stuff generally goes wrong with it. Most people find it's actually the inner bit of this knee here that fails, because what the job of this muscle is to do is keep your kneecap tracking inwardly. If that fails, then what happens is you end up with your kneecap going that way, and the whole knee joint goes out of position, and it gets really uncomfortable quite quickly. So what I tend to suggest is you find the bony bit there, you come back an inch and up an inch, and if you just get your thumb in there, if there's a problem with it, you'll know about it when you're doing this. So just keep pressing in it. You know, you're not trying to break your knee, but you will get in there and find a few little triggers. And as long as you're not going crazy, you're not going to damage anything. And just have a little wiggle if you need to, but just have a little play, a little feel. And I'm going to say up to about 3 or 4 inches in length, but no, don't go any up here. That's a different job. Okay, but just in there, that can be helpful. If I show you on this leg, we go for the lateral thigh, sometimes we can get it down here. So all I would do is, again, I'd use my stick if you've got one. If not, then you can just get in there with your thumbs. And it's often right at the bottom bit here, and you'll feel it. It's almost quite thick and fibrous-y in there. Just get your thumb tip again in there, and that can be really, really effective for getting into that thing. But if you've got a stick, when your leg is out in front of you, that muscle's all soft and floppy, you can get in that whole muscle group in there, and that is a really good way to get it. So hopefully that will help you. Hamstrings you can do by rolling on a foam tube if you've got one of those at home. But to be honest, that's a whole different ball game. So I think for knee and thigh, those little bits of exercise will get you going. Good luck. Okay, so there's one final thing that I use for knee injuries, which is really useful, and that's using kinesio tape. You can get this online from multiple places. If you're going to a drugstore or even sometimes Tesco's and stuff like that, you can get it. I only ever use RockTape. I'm not employed by RockTape. I don't make any money out of RockTape, but I've used tons and tons and tons of different brands over the years, and really I found nothing better than RockTape. So with knee injuries, often it's down to the VMO. We've talked about that a bit already. So what we do is we tape this, and that's a really good adjunct to treatment, or in case where you can't get treatment, to do this on its own. So what I would do is, you've got this knobbly bit here, and the tape's going to go roughly from that knobbly bit to about here. So that's how far I'm going to cut it. So for most people, it's 8 to 10 inches. Sharp scissors are very much worth it. And when you get the tape, if you cut it like this, and you just fold it over on itself, and you just cut up and around in a circle, or a semicircle, you end up with two rounded edges. And that's really, really helpful, because what that means is that you don't catch the corners when you're using it. All I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the knobbly bit here. I'm going to tear 1 inch off the end, and then I'm going to let it go loose. I'm going to fold back that bit while it's lifted up, because it's easier to pull off like this. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to put my knee, let it drop out sideways that way. I'm going to stick that on the knobbly bit, and I'm going to have this tape facing straight towards my chest. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift off that backing bit of paper, leaving about 2 inches attached, and then I'm going to put it up roughly straight towards my tummy button, just around a little bit, so it looks like a line when I look at it. And then that last little bit, I'm going to let it go, so I'm going to stick it there. So what I've got is, from a line, it looks like a line like this, but as soon as I straighten my leg out, you can see how it's got a curve on it, and it makes it look like you've got an elephant's knee. So if you've done that, that's really good. And what it's going to do is it's going to support that VMO and help you really get the most benefit out of just walking around on a daily basis. Most people, it will last about 10 days. Occasionally it's a bit less than that, but 10 days. You can shower it on. If you rub it, it's going to peel off, but just pat it dry. It's a really good way to get that knee just firing a little bit better, and hopefully that will really help you. Okay, so that's today's video over. Hopefully it's been useful for you, and you can take away some of those bits and use them in your daily life. Please, please, please subscribe at the bottom of the page. The more subscribers I get, the more quickly I can get this out to the wider world, and hopefully more people can get help. Also, please share it on Facebook, use the information, talk to your friends about it. I don't care what you do, just get this information out there, get the nation healthy, and help people to get better really quickly. So go on, have fun with this.